thought I was dead, didn't you?
Well, I could have been had I been falling too closely and slammed right in the back of a car. Or I wasn't wearing my seatbelt and flew right through the windshield. Or I was driving while texting my friend and swerved right into the ditch. And I'm not even gonna get into the possibilities had I been drunk, high, or tired. Some of the mistakes we make on the road just can't be taken back. And that's why prevention is really important. So come on with me and check out some of the myths, facts, and strategies on keeping your license, keeping your car, and keeping your insurance more affordable. And most importantly, keeping yourself safe. So I took on the task, checking all this out with some friends of mine, and we got it on tape.
I'm back to being a kid again. Asking my parents to give me a ride here, give me a ride here.
There's really no other option other than my parents.
I'd be relying on my girlfriend a lot.
You feel like a pain to other people when you have to be like, hey, can you take me here?
That'd be pretty difficult. I'd have to wake up early.
I don't think I'd like that at all. It'd be really hard. It'd be really hard to adjust to.
Horrible.
Very difficult, to get around pretty much anywhere.
It gives me more freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. It's just sort of a freedom to be able to do what I want when I want.
Just getting from point A to point B.
Saves a lot of time.
It gives me independence. Independence, because then I don't need my parents to drive me anywhere.
Hey everybody, my name's Eric Regible. We're here at the Orangeville Fall Fair where there's lots of pigs, cows, donkeys, abominable snow roosters. But what we're here to see is the dumb car, so let's go check it out.
The Dumb Car is the star of the Dumbstruck campaign put on by the Insurance Bureau of Canada, which represents Canada's home car and business insurers. DUMB is an acronym for Distractions Undermining Motorist Behavior. And as you've seen, we introduce distractions to people while they're driving the car and see how well they fare on the road. Inevitably, they'll crash, and we hope people can learn by trying the Dumb Car that driving with distractions is dangerous driving.
As a fully licensed driver, I'm gonna be able to master this piece of cake.
Hey, what's your name?
Eric.
Eric, I'm Graham. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So gas pedal on the right.
All right.
Brake on the left.
All right.
Keep your speed between 50 and 80.
Okay.
And stay on your side of the road, driving safely. I'll let you get used to the steering and the speed here for a second.
All right.
So first thing we're gonna do here, looks like you're doing pretty well. Look out for that cat.
Whoa,
there you go.
that was a close one.
That was a close one. We haven't even started the distractions yet. So I'll give you a cell phone.
All right.
And I'm gonna get you to type in driver distraction on the keypad. It's just like a text message, right, to one of your friends. Watch your speed though, you're up at 100 again.
Darn.
Next thing we're gonna do, flip that open. And I want you to dial a number for me.
Okay.
519.
519.
871.
871. Oh.
Yeah. And next thing we'll do
I'm just gonna pass
is
this.
I want you to read me the statistic beside 300 here. Watch your speed though, you're up at 120.
Do you have to hold it?
Yeah, you can hold on to it.
All right.
And just read me what says beside 300.
Give me 1 sec here.
Okay. Maybe we should slow down a little bit here. We're up at
that's probably a good
120,
idea.
it's a city street.
Okay.
So just how dangerous is texting and driving? Well, my friends went to the beach to find out.
There's loads of people here today. I don't want to get hit with a flying volleyball or anything.
I can actually see that happening.
Okay, so we're going to do this thing called the text messaging challenge. Are you guys ready?
All set.
Okay, so let's get some of your friends in the shot then. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all of you guys to text each other, and the message you're gonna write is gonna say, hey, what's up? And when you're done, say done, and Barrett's gonna time you, okay? Ready, set, go.
Should have calling me. I can't even send one right now. There we go.
There's a bunch of dirty old text messages in that one.
Who do I send it to?
Sorry, can I send it? I'm done. Can I send it?
Question mark, send?
Recently
used?
Recently used?
And I'm done.
Done. Wait, I'm not done yet.
Well, you didn't say that. I was supposed to say I was done?
Hey, what's up?
Sounds pretty good.
Is everyone done?
Wait, I'm not done yet. Oh, I get it.
Slow one of the.
Hey! Show me someone to me.
Okay, are you done now? Is everyone done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay,
A bit
so
slow.
the fastest text message was 16 seconds. The slowest was 46, okay?
Okay, so if you think about like how long it took you to send a text message, and if you were texting while driving, how long your attention was off the road for. So does that change your views on texting while driving at all?
It's a bit dangerous, yeah.
I think I got hit by a train or something.
Do you guys often text while you're driving?
All the time.
All the time.
I can't do two things at once, usually.
She's lying.
No, I actually never do. I actually never do.
I almost got hit by a train today in my car because I was texting. No joke. Some girl was coming across Wellington and what street? Whatever. She was on Wellington and I had to brake because she was going.
Oh,
It was a green
yeah.
light. It was a green light for me, you know, but she was biking. And I had to brake right in the middle of the intersection. I was lucky no one was behind me because like they would have just rear-ended me.
It's also lucky she was hot because you would have hit her.
She was
hot.
very attractive, and I gave her a few honks anyway, but it was unsafe. And you know, I'm just gonna do the G.I. Joe thing here and say knowing is half the battle, you know? So just know that texting while you're driving is bad. And, even using a cell phone, you know? So buy that Bluetooth, spend that money.
Take the pledge to leave the phone alone at leavethephonealone.ca.
Now this is, you know what's more dangerous than driving with a cell phone is driving with your friends, because they're just a rowdy racket.
It's time for a Road Stories pop quiz. Today's question, how many meters do you travel in just 3 seconds at 60 kilometers per hour?
6 kilometers an hour, 3 seconds. I don't know, I'd probably say like 200 maybe.
I'll say 10 meters.
I'll say 20 to 25.
Yeah, I don't know. 30, I'll guess. I'm not sure at all. It's probably something ridiculously high, like 100.
180.
3 seconds, 20, 60.
Just
one,
guess.
2, 3.
Okay, we're art students. We have no idea. 50?
50.
50? Yes. Oh, look at me.
At 60 kilometers per hour, your car travels 50 meters in just 3 seconds. That's half a football field, which makes it a long time to not have your attention on the road. But what actually happens if you crash?
I always like watching stuff like this on TV, but when you're actually in the trauma room, well, it's a little different. That's a really good look for you, Eric.
Oh, I thank you, Barrett. And might I say you look ravishing yourself.
Oh, well, thanks.
Compared to me. So here we are today at the Ottawa Hospital, where I'll be taking part in the party program, and I'll be playing the victim who's been in a severe crash, and obviously has been through some serious trauma. Barrett, last chance. You sure you don't want to take my place?
I'm fine, yeah.
Sure? Positive?
Yes, positive.
All right.
So what is party program exactly? We talked to Patrick Lamro, paramedic, to find out.
I'd much rather meet you like this.
PARTY stands for Prevent Alcohol and Risk-Related Trauma in Youth. And basically, like the message says, it's pretty clear. Let's prevent you as a high school student from coming into this trauma bay or from being on the wrong end of meeting a paramedic. The students will come in. A doctor that works in the emergency room will brief them on what happens when they get to that stage of the scenario. If they do get wheeled into the emergency room, they'll talk about what happens after the crash and what they can expect here. Basically things like you can expect to be in your birthday suit, your clothes are getting cut off because we can't treat what you can't see. There's all sorts of tubes that are going to be stuck in pretty much any orifice or hole that you have. Usually an emergency room nurse barges into the door in a dramatic fashion and indicates to the students that, and to the doctor, that there's a trauma coming in. It's usually as a result of an MVC. It's usually a teenager and there's some pretty traumatic injuries, and they usually announce that someone's died at the scene. Paramedics come in with what appears to be a victim. It's actually a paramedic student, moulaged up and dressed up to be looking very seriously injured.
The O2 is there?
Yep.
We're good to go.
Students are probably ready to go,
Oh, is
so
that?
we should get ready.
Yeah, that's the queue. They're in there now.
How long?
Less than a minute.
This is not a place you want to be. You'd rather be out having fun with your friends, and being in this emergency room is 90% preventable. It's okay to have fun in high school and growing up. If you're going to take risks, we understand you're going to do that. We just want you to mitigate those risks and come home alive and continue to have fun. Aggressive driving is certainly a problem. We had a situation in Ottawa once where a boyfriend and girlfriend got into a disagreement. The boyfriend stormed out of the girlfriend's house, got into a sports car, slammed it in reverse, slammed his foot down on the accelerator, and made a big show out of peeling out of the driveway. What he forgot to check was behind the car, because there were two little girls there drawing chalk drawings on the sidewalk, and he never saw them, and he ran them both over. If you're angry, you shouldn't be driving. Wait till you cool off.
Here's an experience you don't want to have. This guy is being pulled over for going way over the speed limit.
Get you to stand beside my vehicle, sir. Soft the shoulder.
Most of us don't drive at excessive speed, but for those who do, the consequences are serious. Depending on where you are driving, the consequences can include fines, fees, demerit points, license suspension, increases to insurance, and vehicle impoundment.
Okay, your license will be kept by us and it's will be returned back to the Ministry of Transportation.
This guy thought he could beat the system by watching out for cruisers, but he never saw one. His speed was captured from the sky by aircraft surveillance.
Okay, 10-4-0-0. I have a beige motor vehicle traveling in lane number 1.
Juliet 020, copy. I'm mobile.
Alpha Charlie 1 to Juliet 020. It is going to be for the offense of speeding, and I will confirm that you are stopping the correct motor vehicle with a speed of 167 and an offense time of 11:51.
Whether your excessive speed is caught from the air or on the ground, the penalties are significant. This driver had his vehicle impounded. At least they gave him a lift to the gas station so he could call someone for a ride home.
Okay, so here we are at Lakehead University, where we're going to talk to Dr. Michelle Bedard about driving when you're sleepy, otherwise known as drowsy driving. Michelle.
This is a driving simulator. Shabam is driving the equivalent of a G2 course that people would take for their driver's licenses. And we can actually examine its performance. Of course, we're concerned about fatigue and drowsy driving because it probably accounts for about 1/3 of all fatal and serious crashes.
My eyes will start closing. I'll feel like I can't keep them open.
You just suddenly feel like your eyes are getting a little bleary.
Where you realize that you can't remember the last few turns that you took and question how you got there.
When they have like the bumps on the side of the road and you're like tung 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 tung.
I'll start swerving or I'll feel my head going down.
Just coming up to school, I was getting pretty tired. It's a good thing the road has wide shoulders.
In many ways, fatigue driving and driving impaired are quite similar. If you're at a party and you actually are tired that particular day, even a small amount of alcohol, something that you would think is below the legal limit, may actually just push you over the edge in terms of unsafe driving. If you're tired, the best approach may be to not drink at all. People go to school or work, they combine many activities, they've got lots of social life. All these things together usually add up to mean that somebody will have some kind of deficit in terms of the sleep that they should be getting. Sleep deficit is basically an accumulation of tiredness or fatigue. Over a course of time, you should be sleeping X amount of hours, and if you continuously don't sleep those hours, this fatigue accumulates. So you end up being with this serious deficit. And of course, the more of a deficit you have, the more unsafe you'll be on the road.
I'll open up a window, turn up some music.
Rolling down the window, getting cold air in your face, turning up the radio. If I'm with someone else, I will ask them to drive for me.
Just pull over.
Maybe take a nap, a little power nap.
Take a nap, I can stop, take a break.
Sometimes drinking a coffee. Even if it is late at night, I know I'll be up, for a couple extra hours because I'm having that caffeine. It's a good idea to just get something to kind of keep me aware a little more.
So I guess the real message here is really to not drive fatigued and don't fall asleep at the wheel.
Absolutely, it's very dangerous.
Right, Shubham? Shubham? Oh, God.
Got a bit of a sleep deficit.
What happened? Okay, fine, man.
Eyes on the road.
The party was sick. I can't believe Claire was there. She looks so hot.
She's looking so good. I'll turn the song up. Yeah. Oh, what's this? What is?
Oh, this is a ride spot check.
Oh, no. Oh, it's spot check?
Spot check? I don't think I had too much to drink.
Are you sure?
Not sure.
Oh. Are you serious? How many did you have to drink?
Not too many, I don't think.
Are you sure?
I don't think so. Well, they're waving me in now. I guess I have to.
Hi.
Hi.
Just doing a red spot check.
Okay.
Have you any alcohol to drink tonight?
Just a couple of drinks.
Exactly how many?
Just a few.
Just a few? Can you just pull over here, right behind this cruiser here?
Okay.
Drivers who are found operating a motor vehicle with a BAC above the legal limit or who refuse to provide a breath sample can be charged criminally, and in most cases, drivers will also face suspension from driving. Each year in Canada, about 80,000 people lose their driving privileges. Then, if they are convicted under the criminal code, they are looking at longer suspensions, fines, possible legal fees, alcohol education, and maybe an ignition interlock condition when they get their license back. Impaired driving is a criminal code offense and result in a criminal record. Fines start at $1,000 and consequences go up for a second, third, or subsequent offense. New young drivers have a 0 BAC condition, so they are suspended for having any alcohol in their system, in addition to any of the consequences that the drivers face at the higher levels. While the legislation varies slightly by province or territory, in most cases, a driver can be immediately suspended from driving at 0.05, and in fact at 0.04 in Saskatchewan. Consequences include immediate suspension from driving. Escalating sanctions for repeat occurrences include longer suspensions, alcohol education or treatment, and short-term ignition interlock restrictions. Other consequences can include increases to insurance costs. Perhaps a more curious area of concern when it comes to road safety is drugs and driving. Driving under the influence of illegal or prescription drugs can be just as risky as driving drunk. So, the penalties and programs for offenders are the same as they would be for a criminal code drinking and driving conviction. And there is new legislation which gives the police the power to conduct standard field sobriety tests and drug recognition tests. These tests assist the police officers in assessing the cause of impairment.
Alcoholic drinks, none.
0. None.
0.
None. If you're gonna have a drink, don't drive.
Stay at a friend's house, take a taxi, or take public transportation.
Carpool, take a taxi. Bring the extra money for a cab, a bus.
Taxi, friend who hasn't been drinking.
Having a designated driver.
Being the designated driver yourself.
And don't let someone who has a history of always drinking be the designated driver.
We're here today at the Toronto Fire Academy, and we're in the training tower 5 stories up. We're here to see what happens to a person not wearing their seatbelt traveling at 60 kilometers an hour.
So we're gonna be taking this pumpkin and dropping it 5 stories down, or rather 14 meters down.
Because you see, the velocity of a 60-kilometer-per-hour impact is the same as falling 14 meters, or from the 5th floor of a building. Unbelted people continue to move inside the vehicle until they hit something like the windshield, dashboard, steering wheel, or even another passenger. About 1/3 of drivers and passengers killed in motor vehicle collisions were not wearing their seatbelts. Well over 90% of Canadians wear their seatbelts regularly. And the person most likely to die? A male driver or passenger between age 16 and 24.
All right. Look at this guy, he doesn't know what's gonna hit him. Should have thought of that. Should buckle up. All right, everybody ready for this? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Geronimo! Yeah! The brain came right out, too. Oh, look at that impact.
I definitely didn't expect that.
Can you see it? That just goes to show you what happens when you don't buckle up.
Yeah.
It's pretty disgusting.
All the meth inside too, all the
Wow.
stuff here.
Good splatter.
Very nice, on target. Oh.
Imagine the person who's not wearing a seatbelt would do to other people because he'd be just kind of going all over the place around, right?
So please, everybody, fasten your seatbelts.
I remember when I first got my license, I was pretty excited to be able to just go anywhere, anytime.
Just that ability to be able to, you know, visit friends a couple cities away.
Driving is very rewarding. It's very nice.
It definitely gives you tons of freedom.
When I first got my license, it was like I could go anywhere.
I live out in the country, so it lets me go places when I need to go and have a job, go to school, be able to see people. It's nice to be able to jump in a car and go places when you need to.
It gives you options and freedom.
But it does give a lot of responsibility as well.
Especially as a student, it gives me freedom.
The ability to go wherever I want, whenever I want.
I think it gives me a sense of freedom.
It's freedom.
Freedom.
It would be detrimental, I'd say, if it was revoked or taken away.
Like I'd have less control in my life, I guess.
Work would be difficult to get to too. You'd have to definitely plan ahead.
If you're in a rural area or a place without public transportation,
it'd be really tough without a driver's license.
Well, a driver's license is more than just driving.
if you had a job and you needed that, it would definitely be a problem.
Especially because that is a piece of identification for myself.
It's identification, mostly.
Don't need another drunk in a car, please. No chances to harm me.
Anyways, yeah, be safe. Buckle up.
2, 1, drop!
Oh! Speaking of which, tape that. We should have got that on film. Oh my gosh, during our interview. Yeah. Right there. No, but this is awesome for your footage.
Hey everybody, my name's Eric Regibold. We're here at the Orangeville Fall Fair, where it's... Hey everybody, my name's Eric Regibold. I'm here at the Orangeville Fall Fair, where there's lots of pigs, cows, abominable snow roosters, and we're here with what? All right.
I always like watching stuff like this. I always like watching stuff like this on TV.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's the cue. They're in there now. Okay, so let's get going here. Yeah. Ready to do this?
I was born ready.
Break a leg, Eric.
I think I already did.
Be a friend, send your buddy in a cab so we don't end up at the horror lab. You might just save a life or two if you think it's worth that much to you. Well, it is. Think about your best friend's kids if you don't do it for you.